This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. All right, looks like it's working now. Apologies for all that, but here we go. An enraged woman allegedly shouted, "You're all going to die today," before lighting a Queens garage on fire with her ex-boyfriend and his female friend inside, killing them both. So here we have there's the victims who sadly passed away. There is the home they were in. There's the recovery. And here's the crazy girlfriend who apparently is the sister of a Bollywood star. Yeah, little side note. Father of three, Edward Jacobs, 35, and Anastasia Etienne, 33, became trapped in the smoke and flames of the two-story structure after Aliyah Fakhri, 43, allegedly set the fire on purpose near the entrance on November 2nd. Fakhri arrived outside the detached garage of a home in Jamaica around 6:20 a.m. and directed her threat at Jacobs, who was asleep inside, before allegedly following through on it. After Etienne became aware of the fire, she raced upstairs to save Jacobs, who was sleeping. But the garage quickly became engulfed in flames, and the pair was unable to escape. Both died from smoke inhalation and thermal injuries. Jacob's mother, Janet, told the Post her son broke up with Fakhri about a year ago, but she still pursued him. Like any other person that is being rejected, he was letting her know, like, "Yo, I'm done with you. Get away from me," said the 54-year-old parent, who did not want to reveal her last name. I guess it wasn't Jacobs. Anyway, he's been trying to tell her to leave him alone for the past year, but she wasn't accepting the rejection. They broke up a year ago. Jacobs, who was a plumber, was working on a project on the property with plans to convert the garage into an apartment. Jacobs and Etienne were friends and not lovers, according to Janet. The dad leaves behind a set of 11-year-old twin boys and another 9-year-old boy. "My son was a very giving person," she said. "He would give his last to a person if you didn't have anything. He would be like, 'Okay, we are going to figure it out.'" Fakhri of Queens was indicted by a grand jury on 4 counts of first-degree murder, 4 counts of second-degree murder, and arson charges, which is how she committed the murders. She could face life in prison if found guilty on the top charge. She was remanded in court Wednesday with her next appearance set for, she's already had it, December 9th. As alleged in this indictment, this defendant maliciously ended the lives of 2 people by setting a fire that trapped a man and a woman in a raging inferno, said Queens DA Melinda Katz. The victims tragically died from smoke inhalation and thermal injuries. Our condolences are with the families of Edward Jacobs and Anastasia Etienne as we prosecute this case. Well, they said the two weren't together or an item or anything, but I bet she thought they were. Yeah, but, it all went up in smoke. Meanwhile, here's another love story gone wrong. A distraught model, allegedly, fatally shot her husband before turning the gun on herself in an apparent murder-suicide inside their luxury Florida high-rise that left his family shattered. Serena Krasnicki 27, allegedly fired 5 shots at her husband. Podge Tim Krasnicki, 34, then shot herself in the oceanfront balcony. Oh, on the oceanfront balcony of their lavish condo at Beach Club 2, Hollandale in Hollandale Beach, just north of Miami, around 12:30 a.m. Hollandale Beach police responded to the bloody scene shortly after the shots rang out and found the couple's lifeless bodies sprawled outside their 45th floor unit. So, this, of course, is my Photoshop, there's her husband, and there she is. And, yeah, she was a model. Yeah. They were pronounced dead at the scene. Podge Timmy's wife chose to take my brother's life away from him when she shot 5 bullets into his chest. Albana Krasnicki Munray said in a heartbreaking Facebook post about her brother. The person he trusted the most, the person he chose to spend his life with, was the one who took his away from him. She betrayed him, his love, and his trust. She shattered my family. My siblings and I will never be the same. I'm terrified my mother will never recover. Yeah. Aerial footage of the police investigation revealed what appeared to be bullet holes in a glass door, with pools of blood nearby as the 2 dead bodies were later covered by yellow tarp. They figured, hey, you might want to cover that up. Yeah. Inside the unit was a teddy bear, a box of roses with a heart on it, and the TV still on. Police responded to the gory scene after receiving an alert from ShotSpotter, a gunfire detection program, with the police scanner indicating the gun-toting wife was on her back and her husband was lying face down in a bloody mess on the balcony. I loved him like a brother, Abby Gashi, 20, told the Post about his uncle, Podge Timmy. We had a connection like none other. He brightened up every room he was in. We're all still in shock, expecting him to walk in the door any minute. Gashi said most of Podge Timmy's family and friends live in New York City, mainly the Bronx and Queens. He said Gashi and his wife moved to Florida 2 years ago. Gash, what do you mean? He and his wife, not Gashi and his wife. Anyway, he wanted to live that paradise life. Well, rents for 2-bedroom units at the condo complex go for about $4,200 a month. Gashi said he wasn't sure what his uncle did for a living, except it was something with stocks. He said his wife had been a model, but no longer worked and was a housewife. He said Sabrina was known to be a little aggressive and had a temper. I'd say that's spot on. But he had no information about what happened between the two that led up to the murder-suicide. The gunfire detection captured at least 5 shots erupting in quick succession, followed by a brief pause, and then a 6th gunshot. That's probably the one she did on herself. We heard screaming, and it was scary. Max Braden, who lives across the street, told a local outlet. I hear the shooting, and then after a few minutes, the police cars. And it was a crowded scene. Sabrina, who also went by her maiden name, Sabrina Dzavervovic, was a model featured in a Diddy One Inside Edition segment, according to Local 10 News, where she wore a mask around Times Square in New York City to see how many men would catcall her. Well, I guess they're lucky they didn't, huh? I mean, maybe, I don't know. Well, probably she was this model, you see, and then it all came to an end. The fame and fortune didn't happen. She became depressed and decided to take it out on the only one who still cared about her. Great going, stupid. So, I think that's how that unfolded. Yeah. Granted, like Gashi, I was not in the room, but still. What do you think? That's probably how it went, yeah. Oh, there's one more thing. The killing also made headlines in Albania, as the duo were Kosovar Albanian nationals with ties to New York and Pasia, Kosovo. Multiple outlets reported this story. Yeah, okay. Police ruled their deaths a murder. Yeah, but did not immediately say what led up to the fatal gunfire. My speculation. My speculation. So anyway, the investigation remains ongoing. Unless she was framed by some third party. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, for a lighter story concerning, jobs on the side, extracurricular activities on the side, a Colorado sheriff's deputy resigned this week after officials learned she'd appeared in pornographic videos. A second career she took to out of desperation over mounting bills. Shannon Laughlin, a 21-year veteran of the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, told CBS News Colorado that she turned to the seedy, so much seed, world of adult cinema because her finances had soured and she couldn't keep up. I was desperate. I was drowning, she told the station. I found a legal, lucrative means for providing the support from my family that I needed at the time to save my home for them and feed my family. But the sheriff's office began an internal investigation after the agency learned of her off-the-clock job, which Laughlin said she'd only worked for about a month. That's about all it takes. The department didn't say how it learned about the videos. But Laughlin admitted she'd probably broken internal regulations that require advance authorization for employees looking to work side jobs. It was a violation of policy to not request permission to work secondary employment, she said. I know that, and I knew that. It could be considered a double life. There are many deputies and officers doing what they can to make extra money with or without permission, she said. People are doing what they can to survive at this time. But the 44-year-old wife and mother who ran the department's driving academy claimed she was pushed to do the half-dozen sex scenes because of rising debt, high interest rates, and spiraling costs. Yeah. In part, that came from a June 2023 storm that left her home with $500,000 in hail and water damage that insurance wouldn't cover. Sky-high interest rates that tripled her adjustable rate mortgage and led to foreclosure and increasing utility gas and food costs. She drained her savings, borrowed money from her family, and cut spending, she told CBS. But the debt collectors kept calling. My actions had been made out of desperation, Laughlin said, adding that her husband supported her decision. Some may judge, and there are better ways to make money, but at the time I had no other lucrative means for doing so. She said she made enough money to cover the mortgage, and the industry was professional enough that she never experienced any pressure or coercion. Well, I imagine there was some pressure in that. Well, the sheriff's office declined to comment, telling CBS that due to privacy and due process issues, we are not able to respond to any specific questions. But Laughlin said she loved her job. On the force, from which she resigned. I found my niche in the law enforcement world as a support role. I have been dedicated and loyal. I truly enjoy what I do and all the lives I have been able to touch. She also worked on the state's Peace Officer Standards and Training Board, but stepped down several weeks ago. I'm not going to waste the resources of the sheriff's office to do an investigation for something that, yes, I participated in. She's not sure what to do next and hasn't ruled out making more adult videos. Well, but I thought everything was paid for, huh? Well, seems she's taken a liking to the new career choice. Well, these things happen, turns out it's not the first time Arapahoe County has been hit with such a scandal. About 3 years ago, Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Melissa Williams was forced from her job after colleagues somehow, some way, discovered her secret OnlyFans account. I was in shock and panicking because I never wanted these two parts of my life to collide, said Williams, then 46, of her 2021 resignation. My personal sex life was entirely separate, but for public viewing, if you subscribe, and never affected my ability to do my job, adding, she felt like her bosses were policing her bedroom. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they were watching it, on your OnlyFans account. Jeez. Because, when you reported it, so you were watching that, huh? Oh, it was an accident. No. Of course, some of this stuff does get stolen and put out for free. So, again, you just happen to stumble upon some porn, and hey, wait a minute. I work with that gal. Yeah, that's probably how it happened. Oh, boy, it's terrible what Bidenomics does to women, isn't it? Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know about Melissa here, but Shannon's probably up for a sequel. So, that's something. Well, we leave a happy note to this disgusting story. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, a 25-year-old woman will spend the next several years in a mental health facility for killing her grandmother because she wouldn't let her eat a hamburger. Yeah. The district attorney's office announced that a judge ordered Shasta Marie Sigmund to 5 years of probation after she pleaded guilty, but mentally ill, to pushing her grandmother, leading to her death. Sigmund will spend the first 6 months of her sentence in the Lancaster County Prison. Well, so she'll get a little bit of prison. Court records show she entered the plea on November 27th for a charge change. What, you see, they don't spell it's no. Oh, for a change of it. What? No, you mean for a never mind. Involuntary manslaughter. Sigmund was originally charged with third-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. So they cut off the third-degree murder. Huh. But look, she wanted that hamburger and Grandma said no. I'm going with murder. Anyway, the plea deal reportedly came together following extensive input from the family and noted it was the best outcome for everyone involved. According to the district attorney's office in August 2023, Sigmund told her grandmother she wanted a hamburger for lunch, but the grandmother said no. Sigmund shoved her 82-year-old grandmother in the chest, causing her to fall to the floor and strike her head against the wall. The victim stopped breathing due to the fall. Paramedics transported the grandmother to a nearby hospital where she died. The autopsy determined her cause of death was a traumatic neck injury. Her death was ruled a homicide. Sigmund, who described herself as a strong person, reportedly told detectives she pushed the 82-year-old using her full force after she refused to give Sigmund a hamburger. Yeah, she put her weight into it. The district attorney's office said Sigmund admitted she does not know the concept of no. And that's the whole problem. It's hard for me. Yeah, she hasn't said no to a lot. After pushing her grandmother, Sigmund reportedly sat down and said, she will be okay. She's fine, rather than helping her. Lancaster Online reports Sigmund has developmental problems and was diagnosed with autism. Yeah. Well, The judge told Sigmund that if she injures anyone in her treatment facility, she could be sent to prison. Well, you didn't send her for this one, so you think she's gonna, yeah, really? Sigmund said at her sentencing hearing that she wants to try to focus on myself. Yeah, there's a lot to focus on. Plus, you probably focused on yourself a little too much. And look, I apologize for this Photoshop because cows are actually a majestic beast, and we shouldn't insult them like that. But then again, she's wearing this kind of cow pattern shirt. So I couldn't help it. So anyway, there you go. Oh boy, that's some great stories, huh? Yeah. Just in time for Christmas time and all that. But look, sometimes you got to give a beast a hamburger. Nodak123 says, welcome back, Doug. Thanks. Nodak123 also says, hit the like button. Yeah, it's a good idea. Rod Thunderheart. Yes, in a world where hearts roar with thunder, none roars louder than Rod Thunderheart. Hail, Mr. Nailsin. Thanks, Rod. Rod Thunderheart again says, I'll listen to everything later, just swinging in for a drive-by like. Well, I'll take it. Rod Thunderheart woke just in time to see this, but going back to bed in the sleeper. Okay. Susan Dolan, hail, Mr. Nailsin, hail, Susan, and Rod Thunderheart. Nodak123, why humiliate that cow by putting her head on its body? Yes, good question, and I addressed it. You have a point. I feel terrible about that. Yeah. Yes, I do. Well, this didn't work out great. I had all kind of technical problems to begin with. I don't know. I thought about I could draw her. This is also photoshopped. Yeah, in case you didn't catch on. Yeah. There's the real her in her uniform and everything. But and she's got a new career ahead of her. Yeah. This lady was a model, and yeah, that's nice. But oh boy, there was a price to pay, wasn't there? Yeah, it's all terrible. Yeah, she should have been in a straitjacket, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. And let's see. Oh yeah, this arsonist who burned these people to death should have been in a straitjacket as well. Alas, it didn't happen until it was too late. But then again, if you go with that route, she'll probably just end up in a facility with Moo Girl, and that would be terrible. So anyway, the best story is the porn star police officer. That's the best one. And look, she just needed some extra cash here and there. But after 20 years, I don't know, she probably was all, got a boost after all the attention because, she's feeling her age and stuff, and people still see her as hot. So there's that. See, that's the real her. And she had the equipment, for the industry. And so she's got that going for her. And yeah, she'll probably get some more coin out of the deal. So there you go. See, there's a happy ending somewhere in all this. Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, there we go. What lovely stories from your favorite newsman, me, Mr. Nailsin. Yeah. Okay, well, there we go. Oh, Susan Dolan's asking Rod if he's on the road again. I would suspect so. Yeah. All right, thanks for showing up. I'll try to do better next time. This took forever to get started, and then it didn't last very long. And I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go watch Creature Commandos, and I'll have a review of that sometime later in the day. Yeah. So have a good night, and thanks for showing up and all that good stuff.